You go to page 9, finish up with the instructions. The case is now submitted to you for your decision. When you go to the jury room, you will choose a foreperson. He or she will preside over your deliberations. Each of you must decide the case for yourself, but do so only after an impartial consideration of the evidence with your fellow jurors. In the course of your deliberations, do not hesitate to re-examine your own views and change your opinion if convinced it is erroneous. But do not surrender your honest convictions as to weight or effect of evidence solely because of the opinion of your fellow jurors, or for the mere purpose of returning a verdict. If all 12 of you agree on a verdict, only the foreperson needs sign it on the line marked foreperson. Your schedule from this point on is up to you to collectively decide. It will be up to you when to take a break from deliberations and for how long. I only ask that once you've made a scheduling decision, you notify the bailiff so that she can inform the rest of us. Remember that you can only deliberate in the jury room and only when you are all present. If you have a question during your deliberations, the form should be signed by the foreperson, dated and submitted in writing to the bailiff without any indication of the status of the jury's deliberation or any numerical division. The bailiff will get it to me and I will discuss it with the attorneys. If we can answer your questions, we will. However, just as during the trial, the law may not permit us to answer all of your questions you may ask. Remember that you are not to tell anyone, including me, how you stand numerically or otherwise until after you have reached a verdict or you have been discharged. During your deliberations, you must not communicate with or provide any information to anyone by any means about this case. You may not use any electronic device or media such as telephone, cell phone, smartphone, iPhone, BlackBerry, or computer, the internet or any internet service, or any text or instant messaging service, or any internet chat room, blog, or website such as Facebook, MySpace, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter to communicate to anyone any information about this case or to conduct any research about this case until I accept your verdict. One of the things that was said is, well, I told you at the beginning, you're going to be given exhibits that are in bags. If they are in a bag, please keep them in the sealed bag. If you want to open it, that's a question that you'll need to present out, and then we'll make arrangements that will be done. As silly as it seems, don't bring a ruler. If you need a ruler, ask for it. It's a question that will be dealt with through the lawyers and then answered. So the only evidence that you can examine is the evidence is in the jury room in the form that you're getting it. All 12 of you must agree on each verdict. All 12 of you must agree whether the verdict is guilty or not guilty. You will be given 3 forms of verdict on which to indicate your decision. They read as follows. Each of them have a caption. Each of them start with the language, "We, the jury, duly empaneled and sworn, in the above entitled action upon our oaths to find the defendant as to count 1, second-degree murder." There's a place for not guilty. There's a place for guilty. There's a place for the foreperson to put their name, number, and sign their name. For count 2, aggravated assault, a place for not guilty, a place for guilty, a place for the foreperson to sign, print, and put their number. Count 3, cruelty to animals, a place for not guilty, a place for guilty, a place for the foreperson to sign, print, and put their numbers. I told you earlier that the schedule is now up to you. It'll take us a few minutes to get you exhibits. And before we do that, 2 things need to be done. Let me swear in the bailiffs to take charge of the deliberating jurors.
Do you swear that you will take charge of this jury and protect their deliberations from all outside interference and communication, and when they have reached a verdict, you will bring them back into court without revealing their verdict to anyone, so help you God?
The last thing we need to do is I'll have the clerk draw out the numbers of 2 jurors who will be the alternates. In the unhoped event that a deliberating juror becomes unable to complete their duties, we'll bring the alternate back in Because of that, we'll keep the alternate under the admonition. You won't be able to discuss the case. We, of course, will call you as soon as if your colleagues have reached a verdict, we will call you at that time. So at this time, the clerk will now draw the numbers of the two who will serve as alternates.
Number 16. Number 1.
The other jurors, if we give us a few minutes to get the exhibits, and then if you'd advise us of your schedule, just understand that if you tell us that there's a question, you tell us that there is a verdict, these folks go on about their other business. We'll get everybody here as quickly as possible, but there may be a delay between the time that you send out a question request or the time that you advise us that there's a verdict and the time we get back into the courtroom. So we will get here as promptly as possible, but it may not be immediate. So the jurors are excused to begin their deliberations.
Oh, wait a minute.
Anything for the record for now, Mr. Martinez? Mr. Marins?
Who was 1 and 16?
We can give, there's a sentencing chart, I'm not a sentencing chart, but the jury chart, one in, Sean has it,
Okay, thank you.
but they're in both corners.
That's, if I can ask Sean, that would be fine.
That's a knowable question.
Thank you. Other than that, nothing.
We had one exhibit that was supposed to be redacted by the state. I don't know if that's ever been done. I haven't seen one.
All right, before I goes in the jury room, let's double check that.
Which exhibit is that, everyone?
22. I'm just waiting for him to just have one more meeting. So
Right now. That's fine.
Off the record for a minute, Mr. Marins, I'm going to ask whether, I'll ask you this first off the record, if there are jury questions, whether Mr. Chrisman wants to be present for jury questions.
I don't. No.
I don't want to surprise you with the question, that's all.
But let's say no, and if I change my mind, I'll let you know.
Okay. Should there be a jury question, Mr. Marins, does Mr. Chrisman waive his appearance for a jury question?
Yes, he does.
All right. Mr. Chrisman, if you do get word that there's a verdict, you have come to all the court appearances, I don't expect any less, to understand that you need to be here for the return of the verdict. If you're not here without an explanation, a warrant could be issued and the verdict could be returned without you. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we're adjourned. If I can get just numbers, and then Mr. Martinez and folks, I don't know, give me a guesstimate about how long it's going to take, how much time we should tell the jurors if a verdict, we can get back here in X minutes.
I would ask, let me ask the picture representative. If we could have between an hour and an hour and a half.
All right, nobody knows when, and that'll work. Nobody knows whenever that may happen, but if we do get a verdict, we'll advise the jurors it'd be at least about an hour. Okay. Last thing, I know we're off the record. If I can talk to counsel briefly. Okay, all right, that's fine.
I'll get back. Yeah, I emailed them exhibits, I just haven't been able to get them. Yeah, I'll get, I emailed exhibits.
We're talking about various stuff.
In 3 years.
Yeah, but it reminds me that I have to get back.
The license is very
I'm gonna go through
Okay, but we can leave it in the same, just pull it out.
Yeah, they can stand